Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Choice. Choice is a funny thing, isn't it? In theory, in life, the more choices you have, the more likely you are to get exactly what you want. But also, the more likely you are to end up picking the wrong thing. Now, Baltony is a brand that loves to give you choice. Their vintage Rolex Explorer homage, for example, is available in 2 different sizes, 2 different colours, 2 different dial patterns, and with 2 different movements, giving 10 different options to choose from. Now, you saw the pop-up? They kindly offered me the pick of the bunch, and I picked the wrong one. I am going to show you the one I picked, then tell you the ones I think you should choose instead so you don't make the same mistake that I did. Let's flip the camera and get on with it. Alright, lots to talk about today, so I'm going to rattle through the review component of this one pretty quickly. I'll leave a bunch of links in the description of the video to all the different varieties that are available, all of those choices for you, from $175 up to just under $200. You should not be paying more than $200 for one of these with the Seiko movement, which is the one that I recommend, by the way. They do a Solita version, but it adds 66% to the cost of the watch, and I just don't think you should be spending that much money on this. And I guess I should say sorry to Baltony at this point as well. They sent me this watch in May last year, and I rather forgot about it. Nice kit though, nice little wrap here, plenty of bits and pieces in the envelope, and the watch is also very nice too. Now, despite the fact that it is a small diameter dimension at 36, it comes with a bunch of spare links, so if you like a smaller watch but have an 8-inch wrist, you're still well catered for. Right, in terms of dimensions, I obviously opted for the smaller of the 2 sizes. So this one is 35.8mm in diameter, has a thickness of 12.2mm, a really short lug to lug of 43.5, but it still has 20mm lug width, which I always think is really important if you're going to be mixing and matching and put it on different leather straps, etc. It tapers down to 16, back up to 19 at the clasp. As size for me, with those links removed, it weighs in at 124 grams. Water resistance is 200 meters with the aid of a screw down crown. Lovely piece of box domed sapphire crystal today. And as discussed, this one has the Seiko movement, but it has a no date specific NH, so it's the NH38. Now, I'm going to assume that you have seen this style of watch before, either the original Rolex Explorer or one of the numerous homages, lookalikes and copycats. If it's a good homage, it has to tick a number of boxes. So, Oyster case is a must. High polished sides, nice curve there, brushed upper lug surfaces, as is a fixed high polished bezel, nicely integrated sapphire crystal. Now, this one in that dial pattern is a homage of a 1989 onwards 14270 Explorer. As such, this 3-link Oyster style bracelet is thoroughly appropriate. Nice to see negative end links, female end links there. If you have a smaller wrist and opt for this smaller size, that is going to be a real boon for you. Nice, small, compact, unobtrusive crown there, also a good thing. In terms of the clasp here, I'm alright with this one just having 3 micro adjust holes. I'm alright with it not being an on-the-fly adjustable one. Given the small size of the watch head, if it had been too big, that might have overpowered it. One thing that's missing though, drilled lugs, particularly as they use this same case for the older 1016 style watch, to be discussed in just a moment. It might have been nice to have seen drilled lugs on the range therefore. Dial and hands, so as discussed, this is the 14270 style. As such, you get applied numerals at the 3, 6 and 9, the triangle at 12, and the batons everywhere else. But this one has the tropical dial, so it has a really nice, rich, deep brown dial in combination with photinaed lume on the hands and the indices. And as nice as that all looks in combination, that's actually my problem with this one. It's probably not the one that I should have bought. Everything's nicely done though, classic Mercedes handset, lollipop second hand, and the dial text isn't overwhelming, just Baltony above the pinion, as well as automatic and the depth rating 200 meters beneath the pinion. There's a printed minute track around the outer edge, and that's it. That's all that the Rolex featured, so that's all you're getting on the Baltony. Now, 14-ed hands and indices means C3 old radium style loom. And C3 old radium style loom means a bit of a compromise. It always looks pretty good initially, and I love that deeper green glow that you get from it. But when I turn the speed up on it, it never lasts as long as BGW9. It doesn't even last as long as regular C3. And on wrist, I have no real complaints. It looks good, it's a great weight, and the bracelet and clasp don't overpower or overbalance the head of the watch. Because it's an Explorer lookalike, you know, classic legibility, nice clean hands, minimal dial markings, big numerals at the 3, 6 and 9, all very, very nice. And there you go, overhead shot. It's by no means a big watch at 36, but it remains resolutely legible thanks to a well-proportioned handset and those big old Arabics. To be honest, Jody, none of that sounds all that bad, especially for less than $200. What is this great existential crisis you're having today? Why have you picked the wrong watch in inverted commas? Well, I think Baltony have offered too many choices. I think some of these watches look fantastic and are period correct, whereas others just kind of get it wrong. Allow me to explain. Well, for a start, that 39mm Oyster case belongs on a much more recent Explorer, not on one with Fotina or a tropical dial, so the 39s are both out. In terms of the 36s, these ones with the applied numerals, the more modern 14270 lookalikes, well, they came in black, but they didn't actually get that tropical dial. They didn't develop the brown and red dial. So that's one in and one out. Indeed, there is a 14270 that has developed a beautiful yellow patina. They refer to these as pumpkin dials. And in terms of the older style, in the terms of the 1016 lookalike, well, I guess both of them are valid, but really, it's the red one, it's the tropical dial here that is the one to go for, particularly as they are the most sought after 1016s, fetching up to 60,000 Aussie dollars for a good one with that dial effect. So, in sum, they may do 10 different versions, but these are the two that I think you should buy because these have a specific reference to a Rolex from the past rather than being a bit of a kind of generic mishmash of various disparate elements. And that is why, for me at least, too much choice in this case led me to make the wrong choice. Hey, look, I guess buy what you like the look of, but yeah, there are a couple of them that are more historically accurate than others, and those are the ones that I would recommend you go for if you are keen on one of these. So there you have it, lots and lots of options to choose from, and ultimately I guess you should buy the one that you like the look of most. But if you're looking for something that looks closest to the original Rolex, then don't get the one that I chose. If you fancy a Baltony but not this Baltony, why not check out this Baltony or this Baltony? Thanks for watching, I'll see you again in the next one.